Do the chickens have large talons?
I get drunk. I play funk. I tell lies. I get high. I never try. I let loose. Wild goose. I take a ride. I nearly die. I get bumped. Shut up. I call in sick. Suck my dick. I kick your ass. Smoking muggered grass. Stay up late. I masturbate. I look great. Straight hate. Get paid. Get paid. Taco loco. Johnny Yoko. Nice dinner. What are you up to, dinner? I get drunk. I play funk. Stay away from the phone. Just leave me alone. I'm living large. Bitch, I'm in charge. I light an incense. Gene Vincent. Get the notion. Rub on it in the lotion. Keep it busy. Pump is busy. I thank God for a hot ride. Come on your face. Play the funky bass. I've told you. Say what? No. Love metal. Heavy metal. Nice sweater. W double G's the letter. I make a fire. Cool desire. I speculate. Ejaculate.
Do the chickens have large talons?
I play funk. Get high. I make it cry.
I love him so much. I love him so much.
Welcome to the 21st Century Suffragettes cast. They flipped the bitch switch. We've already won this fight. We've already won this battle. We are not going back, not on our watch. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, family.
Live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
You should be the first channel. I hear you.
You
Yeah,
guys
working
hear
in
me,
the
but
chat.
nobody
The
else
Zoom can hear you.
There
Ruh-roh.
it is. Is it there? I don't know.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. Can you hear me every
Chat, can you hear us?
Tuesday?
Tommy, can you hear me?
See you next Tuesday. Guys, I have an
Tommy,
owl
can
living
you
in my
see me?
backyard. I have an owl living in my backyard, and it is hunting right now, and it is terrifying to watch.
Yes, they are. Yes, they
But
are,
they're-
especially for anyone who owns a white
They're
cat, like Snowball.
Once they get their prey in sight, they're in and out of there in seconds.
Yeah.
So-
Dive bombing. It's like dive bombing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never see it coming.
Like-
so
Like
everyone,
like those
welcome
Bert-
to the
Bert-
welcome to
Sorry.
the 21st century suffragettes. Here on a Tuesday.
I didn't get.
I'm Diane
I'm sorry.
Russell,
I didn't
Benny
get to
Loco.
prattle on before the show.
I know.
So I have my prattling still.
I know. Benny Loco,
Still-
Spike Kidar, and Lindsay Leiter. I thank you guys so much for
Oh.
joining us today here on the 21st Century Suffragettes. Yeah.
Can we start the show off by giving a big, wonderful thank you to Christina and Sons Ghost
Yes.
Squad for having
It was
us
a great show.
on Saturday.
Great show.
Thank you.
That
Thank you
was fun.
so much.
It was totally fun. Totally fun. But I knew it would be because I've known Christina for years.
Years
talk,
and years.
We talk frequent New York.
Yeah. Yeah. You two ladies from New York. Get-
I'm
New
not
York.
from New York. I'm from New Jersey. Don't get the accents
I
mixed
know.
up, okay?
You said New York.
You know, I'm
You know, it
from
was a
New
lot of fun.
Jersey, but I don't talk like I'm from New Jersey. That's all.
I
Not-
don't
not
talk
your-
like I'm from New Jersey.
I don't talk like I'm from
Yeah,
New
forget
Jersey.
about it.
Okay.
When I watch people on television shows that live in New Jersey and I listen to them speak, I'm like, I don't sound anything like that to me.
Eh.
I
Yeah, I
don't
say the
really
same
have-
thing when I watch Twisters, and I'm like, I don't have an Oklahoma accent.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, yes,
you
you
can
do.
turn
You got
it
a,
off.
you got a
do.
little bit of a twang, just like I
I
got
got
a
a-
little bit of a Jersey thing, but I don't really see it in myself.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Am I blind? Am I blind to my Jersey? What
I'm
the
Jersey
fuck?
blind.
It's
I'm
a
Jersey
little-
blind.
Welcome,
Oh,
Tennessee
fuck
Bear.
off.
Thank you for coming in and hanging out with us today. We're going to shoot the shit about some, we got to catch up because we haven't done a show since Thursday. So we have all weekend to catch up on which all this shit happened. And Dinky's out of his goddamn mind.
Do the chickens have
Hey,
large
I'm just
talons?
saying.
But Biden's a clone robot, and
Yeah.
he's using the auto pin.
He's a
I-
clone robot who has auto pen built right into his
Yeah,
animated
That's right.
hand.
Yeah.
that's right.
Warning,
That's right.
warning.
Wait,
danger, danger. You are tampering with an alien
Yeah.
dimensional scanner.
We have a QAnon conspiracy theorist as our president, people. How
Yeah.
much worse does it get?
It's a
Hey,
tax.
I know.
Where's QAnon?
But
Where's
don't say
QAnon these
that.
days?
It gets much worse because not only is he a QAnon conspiracy theorist, but he's so illiterate that now the White House has to put together a TV show for him
Picture
to get
books,
his
too.
president briefing to know what's going on with security of our country.
Because they're a
I-
mess.
The thing that I can't get over is like, who are they going to get to narrate that? Are they going to get Jesse Waters or Hannity or Laura Ingraham to go and?
Ivanka.
He's
Yeah.
gonna get Ivani to do it.
Oh,
So,
she ain't.
His
She's
Franken daughter
done.
wife.
They'll get
She's
Gorka.
done with him.
so,
He'll
get
offer her
Gorka.
$1 million and she'll read whatever he wants.
so
Get Golka.
10 p.m. on 5/31/25, he retruth socialed, lie socialed.
Retroth.
Yeah, there is no hashtag Joe Biden executed in 2020. Hashtag Biden clones, doubles, and robotic engineered soulless, mindless entities are what you see. Hashtag Democrats don't know the difference. Oh my God. It's just.
Now, here's something go ahead, Benny.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
I'm
Go ahead,
still
honey.
trying to get my head around that.
No, there's no getting your head around it, sweetie. There's
It hurts.
no.
It physically
I know.
fucking hurts my head.
I would give you a hug if I lived closer, just so we could console ourselves from the stupidity.
It's. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on. Does that mean that Elon is a fucking robot too?
I would vote for him. I'm convinced that man has a Neuralink in his head. Like, I'm convinced more and more.
He chipped himself. He's his own favorite customer.
No, yeah,
He did.
Chipped himself with how many drugs? Shrooms,
Adderall, ketamine, shrooms, ecstasy. Yep.
Shrooms,
And he-
ketamine,
and-
Adderall, ecstasy, and LSD.
Oh,
And
I can't speak for anybody else here, but if I took all those things, I wouldn't be on the planet anymore.
that's most people, Benny. That is most people.
I'd literally be pink mist.
Yes. Hashtag pig myth.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that I think is really missing from this whole story, and this is
reality. Is it
yes,
the reality?
of course, Benny. But there's a small detail in there that we just kind of fly by, but it's a much bigger deal. He took these drugs and this drug bots to a foreign country and did them. We don't know what foreign country. We don't know what their laws are, but he transported drugs to another country. How is that not a bigger deal? I know, but
It's so small on the scale of fucking crimes that.
I know.
Yeah. I mean,
Put it
that's
on the
his
list.
normal thing. That's what he's done. That's what he's always done. That's what Trump has always done. You know, Donnie Jr., they fly all over with their fucking stash. All over the planet.
And I'm trying to think, like, what 20 pills? It's got to be a lot of, like, benzos, like Xanax and, like, chiller stuff. I could see Adderall in there. I could see some opioids in there. Like, but, God, this is just
That's the thing they were saying is that it was something labeled Adderall or looked like an Adderall pill, but they didn't know if it was Adderall or not. I mean, it could be fucking Xanny bars and fucking anything in there. We could speculate all fucking day, but play the videos. Play the videos of him bobbing his head and just like,
You know, I've only ever felt like that once in my life, and that was back in 1977.
I am absolutely convinced that Stephen Miller decked him. Are we in agreement on that?
No,
his 5-year-old definitely did not.
Tony heard all these things that what's his name? Scott Besant knocked him out.
Shoved him. See, but that's coming from Steve Bannon, and I don't know how much I trust Steve Bannon.
I don't trust Steve Bannon at all.
Not that he's not close to palace intrigue, but just the source.
Yeah.
Is yeah.
So, but a bunch of people were saying that Besant did it. You know what? I don't give a shit who did it.
I don't care either.
I wish it would have been me.
I don't give a shit if he fell down flat on his fucking face and knocked himself out. Okay, like
you know
what?
Yeah, that's totally possible. I can totally see that when you're that fucked up. Come on, furniture steps right out in front of you when you're that fucked up.
I just want to make a point here, because this is something that Elon Musk and Trump have in common. They care very much about their appearance. And if you don't know this, Elon Musk was so terribly bullied whenever he was in school and beaten so bad, his face was disfigured. He's had lots and lots of plastic surgery to fix his face. And
not to mention his hairline.
Yeah.
Not to mention his hairline. You are correct. And probably other procedures as well. I know he's had a neck surgery and other stuff. But just that he had to spend his last day in a government role, which he spent hundreds of millions of dollars and sacrificed his own brand for, and then have a little shiner just to ding his little ego. It just warms my heart in a weird way, because I know it messes with him. I know that it really pisses him off. That's
Yeah,
all.
because they're fragile, ego, little titty babies. They're fucking thin-skinned, second-generation rich kids who's failed up their entire fucking lives. It's so ridiculous what we are dealing with. I saw the chicks from iHip were on CNN or something, and she literally was like, I can't believe you backed this titty baby. And they just started cutting her off. And like as soon as she said titty baby,
And I love that she said it to Kevin O'Leary, the
Yeah,
Shark Tank guy that was just like yammered
fuck
on
that.
during the campaign.
So the New York Times comes out with this whole expose. And by the way, isn't it funny how it comes out right after Elon says, well, Dinky's bill can no longer be big it can only be big or beautiful. It can't be both, right? Then now he's out, and now there's like this little spat in between the two of them, and this massive New York Times article comes out. You think Dinky didn't have somebody? They all knew that he was on drugs for the last goddamn 4 months? 5 months?
100%. I
mean, they knew it before that. So don't tell me this is all brand new. But they were like, it said Elon's on drugs? ? I'm like, yeah, no. Oh, you don't say. Oh, no, can't be. What the fuck? Look at the videos, video evidence. He's intoxicated all the time. He's got all these government contracts. He's a welfare queen. He spent $300 million getting Dinky reelected. Doge is made up. It's not really a thing. It's fake everything. They haven't found shit. He's got to wear a diaper because he's got bladder control problems. I mean, Musk's legacy cost Americans $145 billion. It's a waste of energy. Stole our data, stole our social security numbers, cut our fucking air traffic controllers, and created a whole bunch of other more fuckery. Got all these people fucking fired. And I heard the other day he left this one place, I forget what it's called, the U.S. place, I don't know, with rats and roaches and water fucking damage and
my
weed.
God, I heard that.
And weed. There was weed there.
Yeah. But it's not cocaine in the White House, so nobody cares, right?
Yeah, and people are saying that he's probably already caused 300,000 deaths. This is Elon himself, are on his hands. 25 million people could die because of the USAID, cutting the funding, and most brutal. He's the most brutal people in the 21st century, and plus not only that, I just said 1.5 million dead of COVID. Nobody ever seems to mention that. Let's start doing the body fucking count.
And
body count's a
still,
major thing.
There's still people dying from COVID.
There sure is. There's another strain right now that's making the rounds.
Yeah, better strain.
I wonder if that weird head roll he does is like a reset for this Neuralink, like a factory reset.
No, that's drugs, honey.
What is that?
That's drugs. That's drugs.
A drug roll.
That's actually probably a little bit of Molly.
Yes, and ketamine, because ketamine is an anesthetic, so he's probably like, "Oh, I'm loose." Yep.
So we had this. Just to run through. Go ahead.
You can't have cannabis in your system and work in a fucking McDonald's when cannabis is required to work in the McDonald's.
Did you hear that?
You can have all those drugs and infiltrate our entire fucking system.
Yeah.
Well, and about this time, it also came out that SpaceX would give him a heads up when the drug tests were, so he would be able to.
There's no way that he
get some clean pee or.
Yeah, that's the only way he could do it is use somebody else's urine, blood. But you cannot fucking deny a hair sample, and that's what they need to do.
Yeah.
Because it's in the mitochondrial DNA that surrounds the hair follicle at the root. Yep. Everything is in there that you've done.
What if they're hair plants and they're not fucking real?
That's what I was thinking too.
Listen, he's got natural body hair somewhere. It doesn't have to be a head hair.
Get him by the short and curlies and yeah.
No,
Unless his
thank
beard
you.
always short and curls
Satire,
off.
satire, satire. I do
Give
not
it a
condone
birth.
violence. Let me say that. Thank you.
Yanking a hair out, that's violent now?
I
Yanking
mean,
a hair
it's
out.
harming.
for
It's harming
ki-
another person. I want to be responsible.
Here,
in
let
my
me
mouth.
sit here and show you. Let me show you the pile of hair I've yanked out all by myself in the last 10
What?
years.
Yeah.
well, and for titty babies, anything can be
Yes.
construed into violence. So
Correct. I'm gonna say allegedly. I'm gonna say satire. I'm gonna do all
there
those
used to
things.
be this guy on TV whose
Allegedly.
name was Morton Downey Jr. And he was in fucking sane. I don't know if anybody remembers him, but he was a crazy talk show conspiracy theorist type, just a real fucking weirdo. But he had a perfect thing to call these titty babies. And I guess it was the phrase of that time for these same type of people. And he would call them pablum pukers. These fucking pablum pukers.
What's that mean?
What's that mean?
Pablum is baby cereal.
Oh.
Oh,
And babies will puke at least once after you fed them outside the vagina. They will puke on you. So that's what he called
Yes.
the current day MAGA. He called them pablum pukers. Yes.
Problem is nobody knows
So-
what it means.
Yeah, we
Especially
don't need
someone
the
like me.
reference to use the phrase.
it'll
I
just
saw
confuse
that.
them
Pablum
even more.
pukers.
I saw that
Again-
Michael Cohen. Oh, go ahead, Benny.
I was going to say again with the double P's. That's all.
Yes.
Yep.
Keeps coming up. I saw that Michael Cohen suggested that Trump will now go after Elon Musk's money because he covets it. He is envious and he wants the power and the money and all the things. So it'll be interesting if he tries to nationalize like SpaceX or Tesla or Starlink or something to get back at Elon.
No love loss. No love loss for Michael. At
He
all.
made a choice. He made choices.
Yep.
Elon Musk made choices. I'm glad that you've chosen this path,
Good.
but I'm sorry.
Day late and
never-
a dollar short.
I'll never fully trust you again. Sorry.
That's right. Day late and a dollar short. It was all fun and games until you found yourself in solitary confinement.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, Michael.
Oh, all right. Next, Diane, where are we taking this?
Well, I
Hi,
wanted to
this-
talk about RFK Jr., an epidemiologist in Colombia, had to issue a statement saying the research article RFK Jr. cited with her name is fake. The paper itself does not exist. Y'all, this is fascism. Fake scientific articles used by the government to influence policy is fascism. This is horrifying. So, yeah, we got RFK Jr. making up all this fucking bullshit. And I'll tell you what, like, I think I mentioned it before that RFK Jr. said that he's like, I'm not even going to bother publishing this information in like normal medical journals. Like there's medical journals that are, we talked about it last time, and they're well, what do you call it?
Accredited and accepted. Yeah.
And they're peer reviewed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Peer reviewed. Thank you.
Thank you.
And so, the thing about his shit is that I bet these medical journals won't publish to his shit because it's totally fucking full of bullshit and they fucking know it.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you see the gotcha? I think it was on CNN.
He's making his own set of books the way mobsters do.
It's bullshit.
Yeah. He was asked if last year during the campaign, if he had said that he didn't trust any vaccine. He was like, no, I didn't say that. And then thank you, Benny. And then the CNN reporter was like, oh yeah, play the clip. And like showed him his words. The look on his face made my day.
See,
is all.
that's what you have
he was
to
high
do.
that day. He forgot, or the worm was really heavy at work, so he forgot he said all that shit.
That's
I just imagine the brain worm is like a mower, like it just kind of makes its laps.
no, that's why you got to call these motherfuckers out on live TV, real time with their fucking words. I'm sick
You'll
and
never
tired of
see
this
it on
shit.
TV.
I'm so sick and
Not
tired
to
of
the
this shit.
extent it needs to be.
All weekend long, I watch these motherfuckers lie on the Sunday shows. Every
Yep.
single one of them. Oh, it won't cut Medicaid. Yes, it will. Oh, it's going to be fine. Blah, blah. Whitewashing everything. And I'm like, whoa, dude. You motherfuckers are literally lying through your teeth. Like, it's fucking embarrassing. I don't even know how they can live with themselves lying this goddamn much. For an asshole is to what? You know, every time Dickie will turn on you too, by the way. Just FYI.
Yep.
Just a matter of
I
time.
mean, if history is any indicator, I mean, they can see what's happened to every motherfucking person in his rearview mirror.
Mm-hmm.
He's arrested judges. He's arrested Congress people.
How could they not fucking? How come it doesn't pop up in their head? I could be next.
Because they think they're special. It's the same thing that I have heard from everybody who's gotten close to him. Because we thought he wouldn't do it to me. I was the exception. That's what they all say. Seriously, that's what they all say.
Until they are no longer of use to him, and then they are no longer the exception.
That's
Under the bus they go. Clunker, 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 under the bus. Where Elon Musk is currently finding himself, which I guess would be a cyber truck for him. I'm not really sure.
Oh, I miss Sage's little violin right now.
Yeah.
Fucking violin.
No, they are such titty babies. And the whole, I've got more on, Elon being an addict or whatever. And SpaceX must maintain a drug-free workforce and administer random drug tests according to people close to the process. Musk received advance warnings about the test. So he was never tested. That's all I want to say about it. In the black eye. And I was like, oh, right eye. So let's find out. Can we find out if Scott Bessent is left-handed? And if who's left-handed? We talked about that. Who's left-handed? Because it was on his right eye. And you got to be, yeah.
It's Stephen Miller. I will live by that lore because I want it to be true.
Yeah, I want it to be true because his wife is now going to go off with Elon to work.
At 10 months, mark the date. In 10 months, she's going to be giving birth to another kid. And
oh my
going to be
God. Oh my God.
Sorry. I'm just going to just lay it on out here.
Insemination.
It's gross.
Alien babies.
I don't understand.
But honestly, the most realistic explanation is him just bumping into something when he's high. Like, I realize that is probably the real story.
That's the more logical explanation.
Right. Like bumping into a corner or a door trying to open it or something. Like,
yeah. Or he was going into the refrigerator for something, just wham, opened it right on himself.
Because who asked their child, their 5-year-old child to punch?
Yeah. Hey, little X, come over here and punch daddy.
I did want to write. I wrote this one down because I'm like, what the fuck did he mean by this? This is in October 5th of 2024. This is a month before the election from Elon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Quote, tomorrow we unleash the anomaly in the matrix, unquote. And then there's another one that says, this is not something on a chessboard, so they will be quite surprised. Sorry. Can't even read my goddamn own writing. Lasers from space. Only the paranoid will survive, and loose lips sink ships to the baby mama. So when he said, tomorrow we unleash the anomaly in the Matrix on October 5th. That's a month.
I have something for that.
That's a month
I
before
know
the
exact-
election.
So news just came out today that I think it's somewhere in New York that is reviewing the presidential and Senate election results. And you can
Yes,
Google
it's
this. This is real.
Rockland County. I
Thank
actually
you.
read that article. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead, Spy.
a judge has ordered a hand recount of both presidential and Senate ballots for that county. And it's the first of many, I'm sure, that will happen. So
And
What
the
really
reason
fucking
being,
bites ass is this should have happened November 6th. You know what I'm saying?
The reason-
This counting should have started on November 6th,
I agree.
not fucking June.
Yeah, like what are they going to do about it now? We're over half a year from when we had the election now. But the big thing was Gillibrand, I think is the senator,
Gillibrand.
and Gillibrand.
Yeah.
So there were tons of votes for her, but then the top line for president was left blank. And there were so many of them. That's what raised an eyebrow.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the statistical probability of that happening is almost nil. And so therefore that's why the case is going forward, because the judge saw this information and said, okay, it's time that we get to discovery, and both parties are required to present documentation on by the 5th, by June 5th.
And I really do believe that they started here, Spy, because it's a blue state, because they have favorable courts at appeals, and the Supreme Court, I want to say, that's over this area is one of the liberal justices. I think. I can't remember which one, but interesting. I think it's Sotomayor, maybe. But I don't know. We'll see.
So, Spy,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, finish what you're going to say, but what's the Palantir thing is what I want.
The Palantir thing. So basically, the government, our information is protected by the government from the government, right? So your Social Security information is protected. Your IRS information is protected. Anything that you do through Health and Human Services, it's all protected information. Lindsay, you know this with HIPAA. All of that, they are looking to aggregate all of that information into a Palantir system that would create a master database of all American citizens. And it will have all of your personal information that is to be protected by the government. So when you apply for Social Security, you give them specific information about yourself. And all of that information is now going to be accessible via Palantir, and they're creating a master database that can be used for any number of nefarious reasons.
That's not why Elon was doing that, inside collection of information with his little pimple faced boys.
Two of his douche boys actually worked for Palantir. So there is a connection between what they were doing.
Of course there is.
And then one of the other ones worked for Peter Thiel, which he's kind of behind this as well with the tech oligarchy. But basically, it's them having a master database. So say you decide to travel, and you have to go through TSA, right? Well, that TSA officer can be given a warning about you and asked to have you pulled aside, and then they can use that database to determine if you have unpaid taxes, if you have unpaid medical debt, I mean, any number of things, right? If you, you know, it's the deep state that MAGA always talks about,
Right.
and
Yeah.
it's never come to fruition. And Dinky is trying to make it come to fruition so he can use it to build an enemies list.
Yeah.
Fucking
And it
Yeah,
is
Palantir-
reaching. It is reaching the
Palantir is
MAGAverse.
owned by Peter Thiel, by the way, who backed JD Vance as
And
vice president.
Peter Thiel and Elon Musk used to work together at PayPal.
Yeah.
They go back a really long way.
And Peter
And-
Thiel groomed JD Vance and yassified him.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, he did.
So not to switch back to the what we were discussing before, but the other reason that this judge in New York decided that they needed to review the election results was because there was an increase in the number of votes for Republican president without an increase in the number of votes for Republican senators. So not only were the Democrat numbers lower in the negatives, percentage wise, but the Republican numbers were way higher than they've ever been and ever could be. So one last bit of information on that. Just, yeah. But the Palantir master database, that's going to be very harmful, very harmful to the American people. This was actually done in the UK. Was done in the UK to horrible outcomes. So,
Well, and these are the same people that don't want to register their guns. They don't want to have real ID. And I'm like, I checked in. I have a niece that's in the hospital right now. And I checked in with my real ID to get a hospital badge to go see her. What? I didn't even know it could be used for that kind of stuff. But but that's this list is so much worse. It will be used for so many nefarious things that we.
It's the precursor to what the Nazis did in Germany. And if they had the technology at that time, they would have done the exact same thing and utilized it in a way that would allow them to maintain power and control.
They had lists,
and no one could stop them.
They had lists for sure. They had lists.
Oh, yeah. They did.
Yeah,
they did. They just didn't have digital. Is what I'm saying.
No,
this is actually a digital searchable database.
Yeah, but
so you literally could put someone's name in, and you will get every bit of information about that person, not only from government data, but every time you've signed up for a shopping cart to get a discount at your grocery store, your credit report. It's every bit of information that has ever been generated about you, your shopping preferences. I mean, as much as we don't, and you can talk to Brian about this, Diane, I'm sure he will give you an earful on how much of a violation of data protection this would be.
Right.
Yes. And I do know California, I believe, does have way stricter privacy laws. I want to say they have the strictest. They are planning to sue, or if they haven't already. So.
Yeah.
Well,
which is good, because that's the only way to stop it. Because he's already working on the contract with Palantir, and it's going to be $1 billion contract. So, not only can we not feed children and have health care, but our taxpayer dollars are going to building a master database that can be used against the American people.
I mean, I'm in Oklahoma, and I can't hear Alex Jones screaming about this from Texas, and I'm surprised, honestly, because this is the exact thing that Alex Jones would be like, what? I mean, just hair on
the right
fire.
is actually freaking out about this, right? Spike.
They are, but I think everyone's really, I don't know that they know how to talk about it yet. They don't know how to sell it. Because they freaked out about Real ID 2 months ago when Kristi Noem was like, you gotta get a Real ID and before you fly and da-da-da. I mean, epic freak out whenever that happened.
Yeah. But no, they are freaking out on especially. And the sad thing is, it's the ones that are stuck in conspiracy rabbit holes that are actually freaking out, which delegitimizes the actual concern behind this, because that's their conspiracy theory is coming true, but they're still conspiracy theorists, so nobody takes them seriously.
Right.
Watching them eat their own is very interesting. I saw that there was a right-wing podcaster, a guy I'd never heard of, but I guess he's really popular on that side, that was calling for Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, and Pam Bondi to be like harmed. And I was like, whoa. Like we're already there. We're not even 6 months in and we're already there.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
He looks like that Mar-a-Lago rapper dude, kind of, that has all the face tattoos and grill and shit. I don't even know his name. I haven't even bothered to care that much.
There's so many characters in this reality show. It's not even funny.
I do want to give a shout out to the New Jersey governor who had been arrested at that ICE facility a couple weeks back. Motherfucker is suing Alina Habba. Suing Alina Habba.
Love it.
Love it. Clap for him.
All right, Tony wants to share this video.
They're calling, in the chat, what you mentioned, Lindsay, they're calling for Kash Patel and Dave Bongino and Pam Bondi. It's because they still haven't released anything on the Epstein. Yeah.
They ain't gonna.
No.
What's his name, chat? Do you all know his name?
Can you guys see this? In the skies over Mar-a-Lago today.
I love it. Keep it going.
Yes.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
The more that man hears Taco, the more irate and deranged he's gonna get.
People are saying it's really getting under his skin and he's really pissed off about it.
I want red hats that say just Taco on it. That's what I want. Let's take the red hat back, damn it.
I think red hats will be stained forever. I don't think there's a way to get them back.
No, there's no way.
They're the modern day brown shirts. So
they are.
Just like we continue to refer to brown shirts from the Nazi era, this is going to be, red hats are going to be an indicator for a long time to come.
Yeah.
You can't spell red hat without hatred.
Yeah,
that's right.
So we'll get
to with diamonds.
You know what that whole taco in the sky reminded me of was Beware Dorothy, which was what the Wicked Witch of the West wrote in the sky. Just like that, skywriting to Dorothy. Remember? Beware Dorothy.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but
I did see that Carolyn Levitt said that there were all the trade deals were falling through.
Yeah.
Right now.
Because there are no trade deals. There are no trade deals. There really not.
There are none because they cannot trust us to keep our word. They cannot trust this administration to follow through on what they agreed to. So no one's going to do a trade deal with us right now.
I mean, Ukraine couldn't trust us when they were pulling off their
oh my god,
massive bombing campaign.
All the memes of Zelensky. I wish I had the meme of him holding a taco in one hand and all the cards in the other hand.
Right.
Hell yes. Get that on a t-shirt immediately. Boston Brian. Stat.
Is Boston Brian back yet?
I don't know.
He is back from Ukraine. He is back from Ukraine. Phil Ittner on Saturday said that he was back. He'd already came and went. He was only there for 3 days, and he spent most of it with Phil. So I thought that was really nice.
Cool. Do you know if he's going to do a show tomorrow Wednesday?
I don't know.
I think he is, but I'm not sure. Anyway, wanted to go through a couple memes.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, that's great.
Taco and cards.
It's so good. It's so good. Man, and these taco memes are not letting up. They are getting more and more ridiculous. I saw somebody refer to that Qatar jet as the Panda Express because it's full of orange chicken. I mean, it just.
Hey. Oh, shit. You go, Zelensky.
Well, I love this guide to Trump speak, okay? So if he says, "Did you know?" it means I just found out. If he says, "People are saying," it means I'm making this up. If he says, "We'll see what happens," it means I have no idea what's happening. Fake news. This is information that makes me look bad, and believe me means I'm lying. So yeah,
Yes.
just all of the above.
Nailed it.
All of the above. Tony, did you show the taco? Caroline Levitt as Taco Bell.
Oh, that one's hilarious.
Oh my God! Whoever made this, just fucking genius.
The taco dress.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If you look in the background, like there's a White House like taco mobile in front of the White House.
Yeah.
In the picture,
and a picture of a chicken.
Yeah, and there's a picture of the chicken on the other side wearing a red tie. Trump hat with a taco on it in the background.
You know what I
epic.
like about this entire administration, this term, is that JD Vance is going to be tied to this no matter what until 2028. Like, they can try to make him the MAGA heir. They can try to pump up Don Jr. or Eric, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're all going to be tied to everything that happens.
Can we talk about fucking Joni Ernst for 2 seconds?
She has lost her fucking mind.
Okay.
Like, I'm convinced the woman is insane.
I'm sure you guys have already seen the video, but I want to put both of them back to back because it is epic. And then I have so much to say. I have so much to say on this, and I'm like, oh my God, it takes me back. It reminds me, and I'm gonna burst. I gotta say something. I'm gonna scream. Ah.
So people are not. Well, we all are going to die. So for heaven's sakes.
So before that, sorry, there's a little bit that's missing. She's talking about that people are going to use their Medicare and Medicaid. And just after that, somebody screams, people are going to die, her constituents in Iowa, and that's her response to them.
And then she goes into a cemetery.
She goes
to do
she's
this.
in a fucking cemetery, this bitch.
Cemetery.
Everyone, I would like to take this opportunity to sincerely apologize for a statement that I made yesterday at my town hall. I was in the process of answering a question that had been asked by an audience member when a woman who was extremely distraught screamed out from the back corner of the auditorium, "People are going to die."
Fuck you!
And I made an incorrect assumption that everyone in the auditorium understood that, yes, we are all going to perish from this earth.
Fuck you!
So I apologize. And I'm really, really glad that I did not have to bring up the subject of the tooth fairy as well. But for those that would like to see eternal and everlasting life, I encourage you to embrace my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
You are comparing your Lord and Savior to fucking the tooth fairy, you dumb motherfucking bitch. I can't fucking take this bitch. I want to bitch slap her into fucking next fucking year. Oh my God. You are literally comparing your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, my Lord and Savior. To the fucking tooth fairy. By the way, I did this. I compared Jesus to Santa Claus and they got kicked out of Sunday school. And we never went back to church. I should have done it earlier if I had been a smarter little kid.
And can I just say, her Lord and Savior Jesus Christ isn't going to pay for the medical bills of the woman in Georgia being forced to be kept alive on machines because she's pregnant. Her Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is not going to cover any medical bills for anyone who loses their health care.
Yeah, and
so
how
she
about
can
this?
shut all the way the fuck up.
She fucking tweeted, "Sorry if the truth hurts, libs, but yes, we're all gonna die someday. That's biology, not policy. You want Medicaid to save you from mortality? Try a job and multivitamins. I grew up castrating hogs, not crying at a town halls."
Is the C word an appropriate response here? Because I really reserve that word for people like this.
Oh my God.
First of all, the second hashtag she's got there, it says entitlement addicts.
Yeah, entitlement addicts, hashtag death is natural, hashtag entitlement addicts, and hashtag hog tough.
These are not entitlements. These are things that we as American citizens pay for and should get from our fucking government.
And not only that, who the fuck is going to tell her how many fucking people on Medicaid actually have fucking jobs? Number one. Number two, yeah, we're all going to die someday, but we'd like to do it in our fucking 80s, in our fucking 90s, not in our 40s, because we have, like, you know, a little health concern or, you know, I don't know, diabetes, and we can't get fucking insulin because of you fucking fucktards. So
64% of people on Medicare work, 12% are primary caregivers. So just to leave you of what the percentage left is that might maybe be eligible to work. But here's my concern about this. She's doubling down for a reason. Go ahead, Spy. Sorry.
I was just going to say, don't forget the children that are on Medicaid that they want to put back to work.
And half of the pregnant women and half of the kids in America are on Medicare, Medicaid.
And they want those children to be able to, or at least the females, be able to breed once they bleed.
What, the taco thing?
Yeah. So this concerns me, and I'll tell you why. She's doubling down for a reason. I think she smells blood in the water with Pete Hegseth. And if you remember, she was the holdout because of her time in the service and her time experiencing SA in the military, that it was a big deal that she was not going to vote for Pete Hegseth and that she was bullied into it.
Yeah.
I really do think she's doing this to audition for that job when inevitably he will be gone. That's what I think.
She's not kicking it off very well because she's made all of her constituents hate her as well as the rest of the country. So
yeah, Iowa, I think you can do better.
Yeah,
Iowa.
I mean,
what the fuck, Iowa?
Oh, it's just like saying, oh, we're all gonna die, so you might as well just give up.
Yeah.
No, you have to fight for your fucking constituents. You don't just say, oh, well, we're all gonna die, so who the fuck cares? Jesus Christ, woman, you can, my Lord and Jesus Christ, like, fucking you hypocritical fucking C word.
It's when people like her pull that bullshit, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, that I will always, every single fucking time, tell them, if you are not living by Matthew 25:30, you are not a Christian. If you don't even know what Matthew 25:30 is, you are not a Christian. Quit using his name in vain because you are not a Christian.
Yeah.
It's blasphemous.
I'm an atheist.
They're being blasphemous.
I'm an atheist and I'm a better fucking Christian than these motherfuckers.
Nobody fucks with the Jesus.
Nobody fucks with the Jesus.
I'm gonna laugh my ass off when MAGA gets to the pearly gates and they're like, "Yeah, no, bye."
I mean, that's literally what Matthew 25:30 says.
Wait, I love this.
What
Julie Van Ostel Taco, tyrannical, authoritarian, communist, oligarch.
Yeah.
Sorry
Very
to
good.
interrupt. Sorry to interrupt.
Very
Scott, go ahead.
good, Julie.
Yeah.
All I was going to say is that Matthew 25:30 is the verse in the Bible where Jesus himself says, "What you do for the least of us is what you do for me." And if you do not do for the least of us, you did not do for me, therefore you will not be allowed into heaven. That's why I use that verse every time.
I feel like that's the fine print in the Bible. Like, did you read this and remember and live by this? No. Bye.
That's the part that they don't read.
Yeah.
They only pick like 2 or 3 things out of it.
I'd like to picture that they get to the pearly gates and is it Gabriel that's at the pearly gates? Anyway, whoever the angel is. And they hand them that particular verse and they say, "Did you do this? Then bye-bye." Bye-bye.
Like a clipboard. Like, I'm sorry, if you could just read this one right here.
Yeah.
There we go. With like a quill, like a feather quill.
What, you mean like a clipboard like this? Oh, what's your name again? Oh, yeah. What's your name?
That one by me again there, Whiskey Dick. Holy shit.
I don't see you on the fucking guest list, fucko. Get out of here.
Peter is at the pearly gates.
Yeah,
I knew
yeah.
Gabriel was wrong.
Yeah, say, Peter, don't you call me, because I can't
that was
go.
good.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, because, you know, with a cigarette in my mouth, I'm the angel. Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, you know what, though? You're working those gates 24/7.
Yeah, it's a tough gig.
I have a very different view on what our afterlife looks like. So, but there's a lot more sarcasm and humor.
Yeah. So
I keep looking out the window because I got a weather warning.
Yeah, I'm looking at some storms rolling in myself.
So let's get into ICE and the Gestapo.
Ice, Barbie. Sorry, what?
Yeah, do the guy
He's
teaching
Ice
first, and then we'll go into Chris Murphy's 2 things. So yeah, and then we'll go into some videos that happened. That I just fucking whatever.
What do these 2 things have in common? TikTok Trivia here, time for your daily history update. Are ICE and the Gestapo kind of the same thing? I don't know. To the whiteboard! Let's see if we can't find some similarities, shall we? Do both have the power to arrest someone without a warrant? Check. Do both have the power to imprison someone without a trial? Check. Do both have the power to deport someone? Check. Do both have the power to send someone to a foreign concentration camp from which there's no return? Check. Do both operate ignoring habeas corpus? Check. And do both operate without government oversight with no real consequences if they overstep their authorities? Check. The only real difference I can see at this point between ICE and Gestapo is that ICE wears masks because they haven't got the balls to show their face when they arrest a terrified innocent person in the middle of the night. Folks, the key thing to understand is that the Geheime Staatspolizei, the secret state police, wasn't secret. The Nazis wanted people to know that they were there to breed fear because fear creates silence and silence leads to complicity. And I know that there's some people out there watching this going, ICE is not the same as Gestapo. Fine. Do some research, get in the comments, and prove that I'm wrong. But for anybody that thinks that this is one of the harbingers of the slide towards authoritarianism, then like and share this video with as many people as possible. Get the conversation going, because conversation leads to people seeking knowledge, and knowledge is what saves democracy. Consider yourselves updated.
I will not be silent.
Yeah, so
that could have been my TikTok 10 years ago. And then, you know.
Yeah.
Fucking
and you can play it at 125 because he speaks kind of slowly here. Well, he speaks kind of slow. Save yourself.
With the ICE agents. I was a federal prosecutor for 10 years right there. I worked with the Department of Homeland Security. I worked with ICE agents. I worked with Homeland Security's investigations. I have never seen any plainclothes officer wearing a mask. And I asked them, why are you wearing a mask? One person told me, because it's cold. I asked him if he would testify to that under oath, and he walked away and wouldn't respond to me. Another person admitted that they're wearing masks so that they are not caught on video. And my question to them is, if what you are doing is legitimate, is lawful, is totally above board, why do you need to cover your face? Law enforcement officers do not cover their face. And in fact, the Trump administration is cracking down on universities for allowing protesters to wear masks. So apparently it is not okay to wear a mask if you're protesting the government, but it is okay if you are the government to wear masks and in order to shield your face from the public.
Play the next one too.
I'm so angry. I'm like getting angrier.
Murphy.
But I say this with seriousness and respect, but your department is out of control. You are spending like you don't have a budget. You're on the verge of running out of money for the fiscal year. You are illegally refusing to spend funds that have been authorized by this Congress and appropriated by this committee. You are ignoring the immigration laws of this nation, implementing a brand new immigration system that you have invented that has little relation to the statutes that you are required, that you are commanded to follow, as spelled out in your oath of office. You are routinely violating the rights of immigrants who may not be citizens, but whether you like it or not, they have constitutional and statutory rights when they reside in the United States. Your agency acts as if laws don't matter, as if the election gave you some mandate to violate the Constitution and the laws passed by this Congress. It did not give you that mandate. You act as if your disagreement with the law, or even the public's disagreement with the law, is relevant and gives you the ability to create your own law. It does not give you that ability. Let's start with your spending. You are on track to trigger the Anti-Deficiency Act. That means you are going to spend more money than you have been allocated by Congress. This is a rare occurrence, and it is wildly illegal. Your agency will be broke by July, over 2 months before the end of the fiscal year. You may not think that Congress has provided enough money to ICE, but the Constitution and the federal law does not allow you to spend more money than you have been given or to invent money. And this obsession with spending at the border, as the chairwoman mentioned, has left the country unprotected elsewhere. The security threats to the United States are higher, not lower, than before Trump came to office. To fund the border, you have illegally gutted spending for cybersecurity. As we speak, Russian and Chinese hackers are having a field day attacking our nation. You've withdrawn funds for disaster prevention. Storms are going to kill more people in this country because of your illegal withholding of these funds. Your myopia about the border, fueled by President Trump's prejudice against people who speak a different language, has shattered many of this country's most important defenses. I acknowledge that you don't believe that people should be able to apply for asylum, but you don't get to choose that. The White House doesn't get to choose that. The law requires you to process people who are showing up at the border and who claim asylum. Why? Because our asylum law is a bipartisan commitment, an effort to correct for our nation's unconscionable decision to deny entry to Jews to this country who were being hunted and killed by the Nazis. Our nation, Republicans and Democrats, decided, wrote it into law, that we would not repeat that horror ever again, and thus we would allow for people who were fleeing terror and torture to come here, arrive at the border, and make a case for asylum.
And yet we have I'm digging Chris Murphy on a daily. Everything that he is saying and doing is the right message. And then we're seeing, play the next video of this neighborhood shaming these ICE agents into fucking leaving. And then look at what they're
Thank you, San Diego.
And look at what the fucking
Good
vehicles
job.
they're leaving in.
Yeah, plain ass vehicles.
I don't know if this one's in San Diego, honey. I don't know.
This one is. This is San Diego.
Yeah,
Okay.
They're all from San Diego. There's multiple videos from this.
And there's a video previously that I'll play after this, where they were attacking that that restaurant, San Diego. I think I
Yeah.
spelled it wrong.
That was San Diego also.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And so this is
part
kind
of
of
the
the
same raid.
aftermath of that. And they had fucking, what do you call them? And not pipe bombs, but
Flashbangs.
flashbangs. Thank you.
Yeah.
People were like, it was crazy. We got the videos. Go ahead.
Shame! 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 Back up! Yeah, back up! Back up! Shame! 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 Back up! Yeah, back up! That's right! That's right! Back the fuck up! Back up! You guys are fucking Nazis! Get the fuck out of here, you fucking Nazis! God damn it! Fucking cowards! Go! Yeah, get the fuck out!
Yeah, look at the silver truck in the white truck behind it.
Fucking cowards! Cowards! Fucking cowards! Nazi fucking coward!
Where's the lights?
Where's the markings? Where's anything?
There's no markings.
Telling us.
Oh, they're
that
in their
that's
front
not-
windshield. Anybody can buy that bullshit in the front windshield. Tony's
I
got one
believe
of those on the front of his truck, for fuck's sake.
I believe the plates were covered on that white van.
It looked like it, yeah.
Wait, go back,
But
go
Looked
back.
like there was a black plate over it.
Go back a
Yeah,
little bit,
yeah.
Tony, and see. Look at the
But
back,
my,
back plate.
Screen is
Right
so
there,
small.
right
it's
there.
hard-
Look at the license plate on the
people-
back of the white van.
Fucking coward!
the front and the back, I think they're both blacked. Says my old lady eyes.
There we go. And then a drive by.
Fucking cowards!
Yep. Look at that.
Wow.
Wow, look at that.
Anonymous,
How about-
if you're listening.
Fucking coward!
How about that, ladies and gentlemen?
That's fucked up.
You know what? I'm glad they shamed him.
Yep.
They should feel shame
Yeah.
because these are your neighbors. These are your
Yeah,
friends.
play the
These are your
Nadler
family.
arrest.
Our
And this
communities.
This shit is insane. The
No.
flashbang video.
Yeah, the flashbang video. There it is.
Yeah, that one. This is so dangerous, y'all.
Yep. This is that. What you just saw was in retaliation to ICE going into a San Diego restaurant and arresting all the cooks that work there, and including the managers. Hey, by the way, you want to arrest people for hiring migrants? Why don't you arrest all the rich fucking farmers who hire these people to come into our country? Why don't you go after them?
Arrest the president. He employs illegal immigrants. There was
That's
a
so
whole
intentionally.
there was
That's
a
so
whole
intentional.
video. There was a whole video of a whole bunch of people who worked for him that were from South America. Let's just paint it with a broad brush. And
Right.
they all worked for him.
So go ahead and play the flashbang.
So
video.
why isn't he being, why aren't his
Well, we could say that about
Step-
Kid Rock. We could say that about 100 fucking other people.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah, let's go. Roll it. Streets of fucking America. They're just getting yelled at. I love it. Welcome to fucking San Diego, you fucking Nazis. I mean, and then you got this. Hold on, before you go on. Okay. This is another incident that happened in Nadler's office.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know the story behind this, Diane?
I actually don't know the story about it, but let's watch the video and then we'll talk about it after.
Okay.
No, she did not. That is not what happened.
That is not what happened. Okay.
What?
Hold on a second.
Give me your contact information right now.
No, I'm going to give you some speak to you.
Hey.
That's what I'm going to do.
We got you.
No.
I got you.
You're
okay.
I don't have to.
You're okay. You're okay. You're going to be okay.
I'm a federal officer. We're here checking on something. We have the right to check. I'm giving you. I'm not resisting. Stop resisting.
She need a warrant.
Harboring rioters in the office. So there was not a problem. Let's walk inside. Let's walk through.
For what?
Let me see what's in here. Let's go. Come on.
Did he say liars?
I don't know.
It sounded like
I could only hear that lady.
I heard you had liars in your office. Liars.
Right. Rioters. So let me tell you what happened. So rioters. Yeah, rioters. So there was supposed to be a protest later on in the day, and there was supposedly people were starting to congregate or whatever. And I don't know if it had any association with Nadler or not, but they rushed the building because they got intel that Nadler's office and the staff were hiding rioters in the building. The protest hadn't started. I think the woman who was getting arrested that's crying off camera, she had helped organize or had spoken to some of the protesters. Like they went up and said like, hey, when is the event or whatever. And that was all the contact she had with them. They weren't in the office. The people left after she had contact with them, that she didn't know who they were. There wasn't like a name exchange or anything. So this was intimidation. This was fear. Completely. 100%.
Bullshit. And so him saying, I don't need a warrant.
Well, did you see her hands? He steps into the door frame and she goes, absolutely not. You are not blocking me in here. And she meets him. And then she puts her hands up and she says, stop coming towards me. And as soon as she finally complies with his commands, what does he do? The most rapiest thing ever. He goes and closes the door behind them. Yeah. So now she's isolated in that room.
Right.
Abuser behavior.
Fuck me, dude.
Yep.
I read body language, and what I saw in that woman was like, holy shit, what is happening? Like, this can't be my life. Can I go back to the San Diego thing? I just got to say something as a nurse. Do you know what I see? Because I'm a constant risk assessor when it comes to emergency situations, or really any situation. My brain is working overtime, looking at all the risks and what could possibly go wrong. I see the smoke from the flashbangs causing asthma attacks, COPD, people who have trouble breathing, causing heart attacks, bringing back PTSD memories from people who have been in active combat zones. I see people having anxiety attacks, having seizures. Like, there's much more of a ripple effect than just the people that are witnessing it and being detained. And I think that's another thing that just gets lost in all of this shit. I'm sorry I might cry because it really pisses me off that we're the people, the nurses and the doctors asked to fix those people. Thank you.
Aw, no, but I totally agree with you.
I get it. Yeah.
Go ahead, Benny.
No, I just
you
saying,
being in law
I get
enforcement,
it.
you being in law enforcement.
I totally fucking get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
High stress jobs.
Very.
My high stress job was to entertain drunks. I cannot imagine being in the high stress jobs that you guys had. being in the
Listen.
medical industry and being a correctional officer. I can't imagine.
Entertaining drunks is not an easy job either, and it's very dangerous because you don't know at any given moment one of those drunks flips into fucking Tasmanian devil.
Yeah.
You know, and just wipes the whole place out.
But I had my band.
It's a dangerous job.
I had my band. I had the employees at the bar. I had bouncers. You know what I mean? Like, there was people around to make sure that shit didn't happen. But you know,
it's the same with a squad room in an ER. There's other people around the hell.
Yeah. But so there was a little bit of protection, but I can't imagine, you know, what it's like now. I mean, I've been out of it, you know, for a while, but I just feel like it's everything has escalated to 10.5. Everybody is on set, you know, that's the other thing, like sensitivity. Everybody is walking on eggshells and feeling like just the tension in the fucking air. You know that this summer is going to be kind of brutal. Everybody knows that, right? Is everybody
like hot?
Well,
and there's going to be shortages.
Are you guys prepared for more of this? Are you guys prepared to fight back with everything you got? Because this is it. This is it. This summer is it. We got this summer, and then maybe if shit doesn't happen, maybe next summer before the 2026 election midterms, right? So that's it. And I say we punch hard now because I don't want this shit to go any further than fucking next year. And if you know, if JD Vance is gonna be our POTUS for a while, he's gonna be fucking dumb and even worse, incompetent, and you won't have this you know, and the old man thing to blame it on. He's just a dumb white motherfucking man who failed up his whole life and doesn't know shit from Shine fucking Noah. So fine. I'd rather have JD Vance in there, actually, for a minute. Until we can impeach his ass for all the fucking bullshit that he's done. Benny Loco, did you work with any bad cops? From Lynn Lynette, a question in our chat.
Yeah.
Is that all you want to say?
Yeah. Listen, everybody who works in law enforcement works with a bad cop or two. I'm just saying.
They know the laws. They know how to skirt them.
And you know who they are pretty much immediately, yeah?
I personally do because I'm very sensitive.
Sensitive.
I'm very sensitive. I know who everybody is. So I'm on that first energy linking.
So I wanted to read this warning, okay? For everybody who's going to be out protesting in the streets, okay? It says, from May on Blue Sky, I fear the Trump administration will plant violent protesters among our peaceful protests. They will use this as an excuse to use force against us. From this moment forward, at every protest, we must do the following. The moment violence or property damage begins, every other protester must immediately sit on the floor or on the ground in silence with signs down. The media needs to film this. Well, I would say the people in the audience need to film this. Everybody sit down, put your fucking signs down, pick up your phones, and film the fucking protesters that are fucking causing disturbances, yeah? So, media needs to film this. This will reveal paid fake thugs posing as protesters becoming violent. The sitting down must spread like a wave in a football stadium throughout the crowd of protesters. Local police officers will immediately see who is doing the damage, and the rest of us will demonstrate our nonviolent innocence and demonstrate our nonviolent innocence and retain our constitutional right to peaceful protest, retweet, repost, and shout it out from the rooftops at every protest you attend. Because I agree with this.
Yes.
I just think that
Very good advice.
the media isn't going to be there, sweetheart, because they're
No.
not covering it, May.
They're
And I don't mean to
complicit.
be.
They're complicit.
I don't mean
Their
to offend
silence
you,
is
May,
complicity.
on Blue Sky, but guess what, sweetie? The media ain't going to be there.
No.
Every protester, when you put down your fucking signs, pick up your goddamn cameras and film all of it. Film all of it on your fucking phones, and then you give it to the FBI and the police, and you hashtag all everybody. You know what I mean? Like, fuck it. Let's expose all these motherfuckers. We know Dinky paid people to go to his goddamn rallies. We know that the Proud Boys and the 3%ers and all these motherfuckers got money to be there on January 6th. They were bussed in with Ginny Thomas, and these people were paid to be there. Don't think that this isn't going to fucking happen again. Remember the dude the umbrella dude and all black, and they found out he was a MAGA dude? And I forget it was Minnesota, Wisconsin. He, busted a window, and somebody followed him to the car, and they realized it was a fucking maggot. He was exposed for not being a peaceful protester, because that was during Black Lives Matter. And they were like, they were burning cities down. No, that was the paid
agitators.
Agitator in that were sent to be there to fucking create a Wendy's being burnt to the ground. I remember a white lady throwing something in a Wendy's window and making it like blow up, or maybe it was a Molotov cocktail. I can't remember, but it was during Black Lives Matter. And I'm like, that's a white lady. And there was a black lady who was filming it. She goes, yeah, she's not part of us.
Well, and the thing is,
we can't let this shit go down the memory hole, is what I'm saying. And let's not forget that this shit happened before. Let's be proactive about it this time. Go ahead, Lindsay. I'm sorry I interrupt.
I want to say it was Illinois or Indiana. I can't remember, but it was whenever we had just started protesting like Tesla and Doge and all that stuff. So like February, I want to say. And I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was a couple that drove up in a truck, and the guy got out, and like somebody in the crowd, like he got in somebody's face, somebody got shoved, and then he went back and grabbed a gun, and he was about to like spray into the crowd. Okay. So come to find out, that couple had posted that they were going to be cruising to create that kind of agitation, that kind of disruption, like a week or two before they did it. So like, that's what I mean. Like they don't even have to be paid. They want to go out and cause chaos and confusion. So
Tony, I'm not sure if you should play the audio on the next video that I just sent. I can't remember if there's music on it or not, but it doesn't matter. Just the visual is good enough for me. It's this one. Yeah. And
sometimes that's all it takes.
And I saw something else today. I can't remember what it was like fucking, it was like somebody, you could tell somebody with good penmanship with a fucking spray can painted on the wall. Like, I can't remember where it was, but it was like, fuck Donald Trump or something like that. It was like excellent penmanship, like cursive. So, people can't fucking, maggots can't read it because, they don't know how to read cursive.
They don't even teach it in school anymore.
They haven't. 20 years.
Nope.
My kid's actually learning cursive.
Are they? Did they bring
In
it back?
school?
She was learning cursive, yeah, in 2nd grade. I
I
don't
did
know
too.
how
That's
well.
when I learned it.
Yeah, I don't know how well it'll go
Whoa.
next year, but
Ow, ow.
Can I just say, somebody said something about what the Cybertruck looks like, and I can't unsee it. For those that played original Lara Croft Tomb Raider, it looks like her boobs. Like, I don't know why. They're just like boxy. I don't know why. I don't know why I can't
Big
unsee it.
boxy boobs.
I saw somebody post a
Big
picture of a
boxy boobs.
urinal, and the urinal looked like a Cybertruck, just like very angular and like this and like whatever. And somebody's like, "Yeah, I know what to do with all those Cybertrucks. Is make them all into urinals."
We have dark green dumpsters here in Oklahoma, and I saw on the Tulsa subreddit that somebody a Cybertruck about the same color, like a pine green, was parked right next to the dumpster. They're like, "Which one's my car?"
and that is why the raccoons try to tear them up, because they think they're
It's the one with the square steering wheel.
So, Tulsi Gabbard is a part of effort.
Oh.
It's a part of that effort. National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard has solicited ideas from current and former intelligence officials about steps she could take to tailor the briefing known as the Presidential Daily Briefing to be Trump's policy, interests, and habits. One idea that's been discussed is possibly creating a video version of the PDB that's made to look and feel like a Fox News broadcast floor of the people with direct knowledge of discussions. Jesus Christ.
He's a child.
Because he can't read.
He
He's
is
totally
child.
illiterate.
He's a
He's
child.
never read a presidential briefing. We know this. They used to give
Of course
him
we know.
graphs and in all this in pictures to show him what was going on. The motherfucker is illiterate, and he wouldn't read. If he like, I remember Biden, reading thousands of pages a day, and they call him a robot and just he can't function and all this bullshit. Fuck you. Biden was the best fucking president we've ever had. And Dinky has been the absolute fucking joke of the century. Yeah. And now, you got 30 people who work for Dinky who are from fucking Fox News. Yeah. What?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, there it is. Fuck you, Donald Trump. Now, isn't
that is amazing?
There's something to be said for great penmanship, I think is what the...
Yes.
I mean, that is like Declaration of Independence level penmanship.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Which, if you don't know, that's why they started teaching cursive in schools, so historical documents could be read by the general people.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
most historical documents are written in cursive.
So we are currently living under a regime that employs over 30 people who used to work for a TV station that was fined $787 million for lying to its viewers about the 2020 election. So, yeah.
Something I also remember from his first term is that if they didn't have his name, like once every couple sentences, he would just stop listening.
Yeah.
You literally would have to say his name to keep his attention.
Let's not forget though that these briefings they're highly classified briefings.
Yeah, no shit.
Highly classified. And they're gonna give it to TV producers or something so they can create a show for him to watch. And they don't think that information is going to get out. It just the dumbest administration ever.
There's going to be more leakers. We're going to have to polygraph everybody at Fox. I mean, Pete Hegseth's wife is, in all the signal chats. So she's a Fox producer. So technically, they already have a Fox producer that's been in on the classified documents and information.
It's
We live in
so-
the dumbest timeline.
I know. I looked at Tony the other day and I said that. I'm like, I can't believe we're living in the dumbest timeline. And I can't even remember what we were talking about because it's a daily fucking shithose of the dumbest timeline
Really
ever.
It really is. And you know what I think about when I think about robot clone Biden? If he was, let's just play this out, MAGA. If he were in 2020 converted at some point, even before he became president, if you're saying in 2020, so I guess he was campaigning as a robot clone. I don't know. Why would he fall? Why would he ride his bike and fall off of it? How would he fall on the stage? Like, was I just like, oh, I'm a real
wait,
human?
how about
Whoa!
this? How about
You know,
this?
like,
If he was a
How did he
robot,
still have his stutter?
if he was a robot
Yes,
and a
how did he still
clown, and a clown. Listen, a robot and a clown. We would have programmed to do better in the goddamn Debate. Thank you.
Yeah,
and he wouldn't have a stutter.
Yep. Nope, no stutter, no falls.
Except we got a little old man who had just been traveling all over the world and getting over being sick.
Yeah.
Standing up to a fucking bully at a debate who didn't let him get a fucking word in edgewise.
When the bully Trump had fucking COVID.
I was just about to say this.
Go with the flow farm.
But he was
brought up
he
a
was
good point.
What's that?
How does a robot get cancer?
Yeah, no
Oh.
shit. That's the end.
The end.
The end.
All right. All right, MAGA. Come on. We want answers to these questions.
Yeah, because you ain't got any, motherfuckers. You ain't got any fucking answers to any of these questions.
Other than what you make up on the fly. Those are your answers.
So who
All
is
we
this
have
make up on the
is
fly bullshit.
a butthole lipped orange clown is running the freaking country right now.
So, Vice President Henry Wallace warned us about Trump in 1944. Quote, American fascists claim to be superior patriots, but they would destroy every liberty guaranteed by the Constitution. They demand free enterprise, but are the spokesman for monopoly and vested interests. Their final objective is to capture political power so that using the power of the state and the power of the market simultaneously, they may keep the common man in eternal subjection. Boom, drop the fucking mic.
How's that for a little
1944.
foresight?
Yeah. Banning the teaching of
hell.
racism is actually
You know,
a perfect
when something's
perfect
been
example of
tried
systemic
already
racism.
and failed so many times. Why do people keep trying it?
I believe Linda McMahon got asked that question today. What is the definition of insanity in a congressional hearing? She knew the answer.
Yeah.
She did know the answer, and that was the only thing she had an answer for. So thanks, Mark Wayne. Mark Wayne Mullen.
There was something you guys brought up, and I had a little something for it, and I can't remember what it is now.
Go ahead, Spy.
I was just gonna say I would like to wish everyone a happy Pride Month, and
Yes.
let all of those marginalized people, whether you're LGBTQ or you're a person of color, this is a safe space. But I do have to give you a tragic story that is a horrific way to kick off Pride Month this year. For anyone who's familiar with King of the Hill, the gentleman who did the voice of John Redcorn, his name is Jonathan Joss.
Mm-hmm.
He has had repeated issues with his
I have the
homophobic
statement
neighbors.
in front of me right now if you want me to read it.
You're muted, Diane.
I have
What?
the statement in front of me right now.
You're muted, Diane.
I have the statement I have
There you
the
are.
There we go.
statement in front of me right now. If you want me to
Oh,
read
that-
it.
The husband statement.
Yes.
Yeah. So they had horrible neighbors, homophobic neighbors who set their house on fire.
Look, do you want me to read
and
it? I'll just read it.
Okay.
Okay. Because it says it all of that in there. Statement from Tristan Kearns de Gonzalez, husband of Jonathan Joss. My husband, Jonathan Joss, and I were involved in a shooting while checking the mail at the site of our former home. That home was burned. That home was burned down after 2 years of threats from people in the area who repeatedly told us they would set it on fire. We reported these threats to law enforcement multiple times and nothing was done. Throughout that time, we were harassed regularly by individuals who made it clear they did not accept our relationship. Much of the harassment was openly homophobic. When we returned to the site to check our mail, we discovered the skull of one of our dogs and its harness placed in clear view. This caused both of us severe emotional distress. We began yelling and crying in response to the pain of what we saw. While we were doing this, a man approached us. He started yelling violent homophobic slurs at us, and then he raised a gun from his lap and fired. Jonathan and I had no weapons. We were not threatening anywhere. We were grieving. We were standing side by side. When the man fired, Jonathan pushed me out of the way. He saved my life. Jonathan is my husband. He gave me more love in our time together than most people ever get. We were newlyweds. We picked Valentine's Day. We were in the process of looking for a trailer and planning our future. He was murdered by someone who could not stand the sight of two men loving each other. I was with him when he passed. I told him how much he was loved. To everyone who supported him, his fans, his friends, know that he valued you deeply. He saw you as family. My focus now is on protecting Jonathan's legacy and honoring the life we built together. If your concern is how someone coped with trauma or how loudly they speak when recounting injustice and being ignored by authorities, then you never truly cared about my husband. Jonathan saved my life, and I will carry that forward. I will protect what he built. Tristan Kearns de Gonzalez. Just heartbreaking story. At the beginning,
what's worse is 3 of their dogs died in that fire. This was their last dog that had gotten lost.
It's just heartbreaking. What a heartbreaking story. And just right at the beginning of Pride Month, and this isn't good. It's going to escalate, you guys. So we need to protect our LGBTQ community, and we need to do everything in our power to protect our friends and our neighbors who need help.
The shooter caught?
Yeah. I don't know if the shooter was caught. Does anybody know?
He was.
Yeah,
He
he's
was
been
immediately
charged.
arrested. But here's the thing: the same law enforcement that has ignored these threats and threats of violence are now charged with investigating a murder. I mean,
yeah. They could have been stopped if the cops had just been like, look, bro, you can't do this. This is illegal. You can't just go around harassing people and setting their house on fire and fucking killing their fucking animals. I don't know what it'll take to fucking turn these people around. They're so disturbed. They're so
only until it affects them. That's what I've really gathered. It's only when it personally affects them in some way.
And then
do they finally care.
I saw this. I'm going to send this over to you right now, Tony. This is the same, it's along the same lines, but it's, more directed at women. But, yeah, it's the Church Against Women is what I'll... Well, so it's the same thing with the church and the right attacking the LGBTQ community. They're attacking women. They're going after everyone, immigrant, everybody. That's why it seems, very overwhelming, and why we are all like, I don't know.
I have a very terrible local story
Tense.
of my own.
But let's play this video real quick. So look at this preacher, and it's the same shit that they say about the LGBTQ community, but they actually want to execute the LGBTQ community. I saw a worse video on this.
I thought that when we get married, it's for better, for worse, for richer, for poor, in sickness and health, to love, cherish, and obey. And look, even if your marriage is messed up, you know what? You made your bed, lay in it. If you're married to a drunk, sorry, you're married to a drunk. If you're married to a pothead, sorry, you married a pothead. Okay? And you know what? I'm not saying that your husband should slap you down, but if your husband slaps you down and you call the cops, you're evil. Period. You're the one who's evil. Oh, we're going to start hearing about all these horror stories coming out of the NIFB. If I heard a story about a husband who slapped his wife down and she called the cops on him, that is a horror story. What an evil broad.
Quick, show me in the vows where it says you're going to love, honor, cherish someone, and accept abuse as your own fault for choosing them. And no, obeying and honoring is not the same as accepting abuse and taking no legal recourse, despite what POS Pastor Stephen Anderson here of the Faithful Word Baptist Church would like you to believe. He is literally saying you're allowed to slap your wife down, and she is evil if she does anything about it. Imagine hearing the sermon, but then being shocked that women are leaving the church in droves and choosing not to get married. It's almost like a marriage certificate shouldn't be a license to hurting somebody. But let's be crystal clear. This is what they want on a governmental level when they talk about traditional family values. The value of a woman is nothing more than the property of her husband, and as property, he can do to you whatever he wants, and you have no legal recourse. That is what they want. And you know who's really listening to this message? It's the young men who are lonely. Because what they're hearing is, just get her to marry you. Then you can treat her however you want. And really, it's her fault for choosing you.
Ugh. It's disgusting. And this is how we're being treated day after day after day after day after day. Doesn't it get
my marriage
Here,
vow?
decade after decade, century after century? Have we had enough yet?
That's why
My
women
marriage
got really
vows
good at
did not
poison.
include obey. They did not include obey. For one reason and one reason only. Because my husband knows me well enough that if I don't want to obey, I will not obey. His did not include obey either, because he is his own person. But yeah, the church, it's disgusting. And yeah, like she said, you wonder why so many women are leaving the church. You wonder why so many women would rather choose the bear.
Yeah.
That is why. That right there is why.
There was a pastor here in Oklahoma City over the weekend at, I want to say it was Anchor Baptist Church, who made a comment as part of his sermon that he believed every LGBTQ should be exterminated.
I heard that video.
You heard that right.
I
You
heard that
right.
video, and I didn't even want to play it on the
Exterminate.
show.
No, I'll just say it. It was on Hawk. I saw it on Hawk is where I saw it. It was that's my hometown. I'm from Oklahoma City. My gay best friend in high school was close. I was close with for years after high school. Like, I don't understand that level of hate and inability to accept consensual adults being able to do whatever they want in the privacy of their own home.
No shit.
I don't get it. Why are they so interested in genitals? Why are those like what? Explain.
Because they're all homophobic. They're all there. The people who bitch so much about gay people want to be gay. The people who bitch about trans people want to be trans. These people, like Nancy Mace, honey, get a control. Go to a shrink. You need help. Like, literally.
Seriously.
You are so fucking deranged. I can't even imagine the shit that's going through your fucking brain when you're like, oh, and screaming about bathrooms. Fuck it.
Well, what's worse is her is she's talking about how she had been sexually assaulted by a man or men, and then but doesn't say it in a venue that would lead to justice as a courtroom. She's saying it in a congressional setting where she is protected. And I think, like,
and you know what?
can
I'm
he not
sorry.
even-
I'm
if
sorry.
it's not true,
I'm sorry.
go ahead.
I guess what? I had the feeling today, and I'm sorry, it's just a feeling. That whole story was fucking bullshit. She did not get SA'd. And I'll tell you why I think that. She's so full of shit. She fucking voted for Pete Hegseth. You would never vote for somebody who SAs people to take control of the fucking military if you had been SA'd yourself. I'm sorry.
That's right.
I don't believe it. I think it's bullshit. I think she used it to get into her fucking position of power. Because who's going to argue against you? Nobody's going to argue against you if you're like, oh, yeah, I was. And she kept bringing it up and bringing it up and bringing it up and bringing it up.
She uses it more as a brag.
Yeah.
Than, yeah. And that it comes across as that every single time she talks about it. I don't know any woman who has actually experienced SA or grape who actually brags about it. And she does.
Absolutely not.
It is a brag out of her mouth every single time.
So you
Dare
guys
I
get my
say,
feeling
it's probably
too,
something
right?
that doesn't come up because there's such shame involved with it.
Well, that's
if
what I
anything,
mean.
people stay quiet.
So you guys are getting my feeling about it too, because her bragging about it seemed off to me.
But here's the thing, Diane, you're right. She wanted to get punched in the face for publicity on January 6th. She pays a bot army, and her staff is responsible for giving her positive reviews and positive comments to boost her status in the algorithm. She faked a handshake breaking her arm. She faked graffiti outside of her house that found out it was in her own handwriting. Whenever you create so much drama and so many stories to craft the narrative that it's so stupid and blatant
It
that
makes
everybody sees it.
It makes it obvious.
It makes
that
me
it's
not
bullshit.
trust you on anything you say.
Super Saint.
To accept, press 1.
Super Saint. How's it going, babe?
Hey, Super Saint.
Going all right. I agree with you what y'all are saying about Nancy Mace completely. Also, I wanted to say Happy Pride Month to all those out there in the community. And I also wanted to mention that for those that are in the community that are going to immigration court, and there is something that the immigration attorneys are saying that they're willing to dismiss the case. They're actually working with ICE, and so are some immigration judges that if you are in the situation where that happens, do not let them dismiss the case, because if you are under 2 years in the country, if the case is dismissed, you will immediately be deported. If it's a case where it is dismissed because it's based on a deportation hearing, so immediately contact your attorney and get a virtual hearing with the judge. So if they're willing to dismiss the case, immediately contact your attorney and get a virtual hearing with the judge, because if they are willing to dismiss the case, it immediately goes to ICE and you will be deported. So I just wanted to inform
and the
those
ICE is
people
standing
out there.
outside the courtroom waiting for you to walk outside.
Exactly.
They're arresting
So I
whole
just wanted to
families. Did you see the pictures coming out of
people
San
out there.
Antonio with like a whole gaggle of a family of 5 in handcuffs? From a little girl who's like 6, 7 years old to a 12-year-old boy?
Exactly. So so that's why I wanted to inform people, because this immigration attorney that I follow, Attorney Martinez, who's on YouTube, she gives, on YouTube, she gives these little shorts whenever there's, immediate word. And so she is, wanting to get the word out that if you're in the United States for less than 2 years and you have a hearing based on being deported, and the attorney prosecuting the case is saying that they're willing to, drop the case, do not just let that go. Contact your attorney immediately
Right.
and try to get
We
a
got it.
virtual hearing. So I just
Right.
wanted to put that out there so that people don't fall for that, because
No.
it will immediately go into ICE's hands and you will be deported immediately. So
Right.
I just wanted to get that out there for people that aren't aware of it.
Thanks, Super
This is very
Saint. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
letting us know.
Thank
No
you.
problem.
Talk to you
Love
later,
y'all.
babe.
Happy Pride Month.
Thank
Bye-bye.
Happy Pride.
Hi, Clementine. Hi, little Clemmy.
I know,
You so
Clementine.
cute with your fluffy butt.
I keep seeing things on posts and stuff, and I saw someone in the chat mention this, but for MAGA specifically, people are posting "Happy Very Uncomfortable Month."
Okay. I'm sorry that makes you uncomfortable. Get a life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, never go to Europe because,
bad.
like, there's all kinds of nudity and guys kissing guys just to greet each other. I don't know if you know, but they go,
Yeah.
oh, pussies.
Yeah.
I don't have
They need
time
their
for you.
fanny couch and clutching their pearls. So, yeah. Just like, and I love this. Mad as hell, never Trumper posted breaking. White House staffers say Donald Trump is apocalyptically mad about the taco acronym, and his doctors are worried it will give him a heart attack. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Taco man. I've got to be a taco man. Taco. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to
When
sing
that's-
it all day.
That's why I keep saying that we have to keep that up, because it has gotten under his skin in the best possible way, like nothing else that we have ever humiliated him with. It grates on him, and it's all the more reason to just keep using it, keep flooding the zone with it.
You know why I think it hurts him so much? And this is probably out there, but I think it's true. Not only is it about him being chicken and like a loser, which is like that language his dad called him. And so that has like a tie back to his childhood of how inept he is. But a taco is like not an American dish.
Yeah.
It comes from
all the people he's trying to deport. I love this picture.
I really do think that's an added one.
I love this picture because as you see the meat falling, it's the meat falling out. It's like right there. It looks like shit, like coming out of the diaper. You know what I mean? Like, I really love this one. And plus the look on his face and his tiny motherfucking hand kills me.
I love it.
The tiny hand.
I love it.
It really does. I love it. I love it. I love it. And then Tony, how about this one? This one, Tony. So
I'm gonna have to see that song.
and there is did Tony? I don't know if Tony showed it yet.
Oh my god.
Okay,
He looks
so-
like a Oompa Loompa.
If you kind of look on it at a big screen, you can see the orange dimples in his face, and that's actually, like the orange looks like,
Like
what I mean?
orange peel.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
orange peel. That's actually what his goddamn skin looks like. He's so fucked
Yeah.
up.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Tony, the last one is the mystery solved. This one. Oh, it says, I cover my face because I don't want my mom and kids to see what I do to other mom and kids. And he's got a big ice guy, which is, this one. Yeah. Forget about it. So, make fun of you know what? You can't, they can be embarrassed. And when they are
can.
embarrassed,
And when you find something that embarrasses them, keep at it.
keep poking that button.
Keep poking.
Yeah.
And keep
There's-
shaming
there's
them.
no-
And keep shaming them.
Yeah.
There's no bottom to what you can do with Dinky and a taco.
And
Taco Don the taco. Taco Don? I don't know.
Well, it was
I'm workshopping.
Dinky Taco is what we're going with on the
Dinky-
show. Dinky Taco. Rosie the Boomer says, I'm not concerned about men transitioning into women. I'm concerned about Americans transitioning into Nazis. Yes.
Exactly.
Did you see? Go ahead. Sorry,
Alexis Cardella. Half of America makes less than $35K. Stop asking us why we are not having children. Stop asking us why we are not buying homes. Stop asking us why we can't save. Stop asking us why we don't get a better job. Ask corporations why they are not paying their employees higher wages.
Pretty simple.
I saw, kind of tying a couple of things together. I saw that a trans man, I do not know where this was. Spy, maybe you know. I think it was over on the East Coast. A trans man was detained after they used the restroom that was according to their genitals at the time of birth, and it caused a huge stink. And I was kind of wondering when that was going to happen, because
It's just a matter of time.
right. I mean, Nancy Mace is so worried about, men being in women's restrooms, but like the reverse is also like, why is the reverse not such a concern?
No, it's not a threat. It's not a threat if women go into
Oh.
men's restrooms, but if men go into restaurants, yeah. Well, the funny thing is, hey, ladies, you guys remember back in the day when we all used to go clubbing? And the there was never a line for the men's restroom, but there was always
never a line
for the fucking women. And they're like, honey, go in there. There's nobody in there. There's like 20 chicks in line, and we're all like, keeping our legs crossed. And all we want to do is dance and get another fucking beer. And so what do? They're like, go in there. They're telling us to go in there.
Okay, I'm going in. Watch the door.
I'm going in.
For real.
And no, but literally, it was not a big deal. And I'm talking in 90s, whatever, 2000s. How many times? How many times have I gone into a men's room? I worked in a bar for a living. If I didn't get to pee in between fucking sets, I don't know. I don't know what I would have done. You know what I'm saying?
And only limited time to be able to do that.
How many times did I fucking slip into the men's room? The numbers are incalculable. But also, the guys also realize you can see with your own fucking two eyes when there's 20 chicks lined, and the girls are in there, fixing their makeup and fixing their. No, you get in, you pee, and you get out.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, but they're like, la-di-da, fucking around. Fuck these women. I can't stand these fucking women. But it was never a big deal. Never, ever, ever, ever was it a big deal. You work in a fucking club, you work in the bars, this was never a deal. Nobody ever
Nancy
gave
Mace
a
has
shit.
never been in bar before.
I mean, what happened to the party of personal responsibility? Can't you, as an adult, and the adults around you, take responsibility for yourself and just keep everybody safe. Watch out for everybody. Like, that's fine. Don't do anything if you have to go into another bathroom. Like, it's really
It's all about a bodily function. It has nothing to do with I want to sex it
has
up.
nothing to do with absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Well, and again, you have to
you up. Sorry.
You have to look at where that perspective is coming from, right? Most women, we go to a bathroom, we're not thinking about sex, because who wants to have sex in a fucking bathroom?
Yeah,
Public
right.
bathroom at that. Men, however, especially repressed Christian men, always think about that. That's always on their mind.
Like the Mile High Club and shit like that.
What was the congressman or somebody who got in trouble for trying to do stuff in an airport bathroom? Who was that? Oh, it's going to come to me. He was like soliciting somebody under the stall. He was like putting his little foot like tappy tap, tappity tap, tap, tap.
Republican.
Yes, he was a Republican.
I do remember that, but I can't remember the name of who it was.
Me either.
It's probably been over a decade now, but I definitely remember it.
Dirty motherfuckers.
Anybody in the chat remember?
I remember.
Airport bathroom. Like
Yeah,
it was like
yeah.
Minnesota,
Can't remember.
Michigan, Wisconsin. It was. I want to say it was up
Dennis
that away. I
Hastert?
don't know.
Dennis.
What was it?
Dennis Hastert?
Maybe I think that's what it is. Yeah.
You
Christina,
could probably
I got that.
Google it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
but
was trying
again,
to solicit a guy
again,
at
we
an
don't
airport
care.
in an airport bathroom.
The thing about it is like we don't care. We're not here to yuck your yum. What we are saying is don't be a hypocritical piece of shit Republican and start being like and being all, fucked up about who goes where. Guess what? Larry Craig? Minneapolis?
I don't know. It was one of those. Well, also, why is
Minneapolis,
this never a
Lenny Craig.
concern?
Yeah. The thing about it is,
Why
is
is
that
this never?
the thing about it is, this is what it is, right? Sorry. These Republican men who are all uber against, gays or whatever, and they don't like, they're so homophobic, uber Christian. They are so in the fucking closet and want it so bad. They can taste it.
That they want to yuck everybody else's
they
yum.
want to yuck everybody else's yum. Because they can't, I mean, you painted
They
yourself.
could, but in their
nobody would give a shit.
mindset,
And nobody
They
would give a
can't.
shit. We wouldn't care.
Yeah, nobody would.
The
And honestly,
Republicans would care.
I think the people that are freaking out about trans women, it says a lot more about you. You can't be trusted in a women's bathroom.
Well, and guess
you
what?
Want to violate women.
They never talk about trans men.
That's what I
Never
mean.
talk about trans men.
There's a double fucking
Never.
standard. Why does this never cut up in like airplanes? Like we share the bathroom in an airplane. There's not one for men and one for women.
Nope.
Like over in Europe, they have water closets or WCs. Again, there's not a women's or men's over in Europe usually. You just get a pot to pee in. Sometimes you got to pay for it, which sucks.
I mean, it's just it's fucking ridiculous. And get over yourself. Okay, we have moved on. That we are the 21st century, fuckos, if you hadn't fucking noticed.
Yeah.
And we have totally, the majority of society has moved on beyond this fuckery. And I'm so tired of their biblical bullshit, which they can shove it up there, which literally Joni Ernst just compared to the fucking tooth fairy.
Right.
I mean, it was just ridiculous.
Please make sure to
very
like.
Simple solution to anyone who is transphobic and doesn't want to use the bathroom with a possible trans person. Don't use public bathrooms.
There you go.
Perfect.
It's that easy.
There's always that option.
Stay
find
at
one
home
that's a
and shit in
single-
your own toilet.
Yeah, or find one that's a single person. That's all you got to do. And there's still plenty of those around. This is just such a non-issue.
It's so non-issue, but they make such a big fucking deal about it. And it's because they are, as you said, obsessed with everybody else's fucking genitals and what they're fucking doing with their goddamn genitals. You're sick. You're sadistic. You're fucking twisted. And you need fucking serious fucking help if you really think that this is a goddamn fucking issue. Number one. Number two, it's the end of the show, and anybody
Please
want
make sure to like, share, subscribe, and thank you.
Let's go raid Sons of Liberty.
Raid Sons of Liberty. We'll get over there. Hashtag 21st Century Suffragettes. Benny Loco, you got a closing statement, my love?
Oh, just keep on keeping on.
And I love your sparkly shirt.
Thank you. Shows off my sparkly chesticles.
Shiny. Shiny, diamond.
Shiny.
It's so shiny. You should see it in the sun.
I bet it looks like a disco ball in the sun.
Yes, now that I've put on 40 more pounds. Yes,
My chesticles alone.
Oh, Benny, that's not what I meant. God.
I don't give a rat's ass. I have clothes in my closet from size 7 to size 24. I will never be starved for something to wear.
Love you, Benny. Love you so much.
Love you too. Love
Lindsay,
you,
you
too,
got
Just
a closing.
steady
I know
pressure.
that
Steady pressure.
I just want to reiterate. I want to reiterate the protest statement that you made earlier, because I know that there's going to be protests this Saturday and then the following Saturday and probably every Saturday forever. Please be careful. Keep an eye on your surroundings. Figure out if somebody ain't acting right and is there to just agitate and cause chaos.
Get your
and
phone
violence.
out and start fucking recording it.
And get away from those people. Point those people out to the cops.
Yep.
Isolate them. Get them away from you and protect yourself. That's what I'll say.
Never hurts to have an exit strategy.
Yes, 100%.
Spiking.
My closing statement was, let's go raid Sons of Liberty. Hashtag 21st century suffragette.
My closing
Content
statement
YouTuber.
is a little meme. It said, it must be miserable to genuinely think scientists, historians, and journalists spent their entire lives lying to you, but a reality TV celebrity with decades of documented fraud is your sole source of truth. I just want to put that in reality, put it in
Staggering.
perspective, because all these people believe him and everyone else is wrong. Remember how ages ago, Benny and we were talking about, they think everybody else is wrong. I don't know how the fuck that's possible. When he's the only one who thinks he's right.
How can 300 million other people all be wrong?
Right.
That's
Thank
what
you,
I wanna know.
Catherine. So we want to say goodbye, and we will see you guys next Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on 21st Century Suffragettes. Please like, subscribe, and share the show, and so we can grow our channel, and we will not this Friday, next Friday.
Thursday, she said you're going to be on the show.
Not this Thursday. Next Thursday, she said she was going to be on the show. So don't fuck with me, Tony.
You're going to be on her show.
During the end. No, she's going to be on our show. Oh, my God. Stop it, Tony.
Oh, my God.
He's distracting the fuck out of me right now.
Of course he is.
Man.
I love you guys. Peace out. We'll see you Thursday, 5 p.m.
Bye.
Was it over
Bye,
when the
everybody.
Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Hell no!
Yes, this Thursday, Diane's going to come and tell her spooky story. Okay, I will come on this Thursday and tell a spooky story. But she's going to come on our show the following Thursday.
Let me break into the waves and let me shake into the white and contemplating over a jug of wine.